is a show that comes to you every Saturday, of course, by Emma Koima. But remember, today I'll be standing in for Emma, and so join us in this very serious talk show, of course, on the subject of education. Just remember, today I will be talking about the subject of competency-based curriculum. That's the CBC, of course. Many of us do not understand, of course, many of the publics outside there do not understand what CBC means. I want to promise you today that by the end of this particular talk show, at least everyone will be understanding what CBC means, what it entails, of course, some of the application, reception, staffing, some of the challenges, of course, as far as CBC is concerned. Remember, I'm not alone. I'm joined by my guest, of course. Looking at the far left-hand side, we have Mr. Jacob SAMWEL. Mr. Jacob SAMWEL, of course, is a teacher all the way from St. John's Academy, St. John Nyatechi Academy, and of course, next to me is Mr. Wilson MOSOBA. Wilson MOSOBA is a teacher at Kogitimu Mixed Secondary School. Great to see you, gentlemen.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Yeah, we are happy to be here today.
Welcome, welcome.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And maybe to begin, Mr. Wilson MOSOBA, I know many of the Kenyan citizens and even many of the parents do not actually understand what competency-based curriculum means. Maybe to introduce the subject of CBC.
Thank you so much. Maybe I'll begin by giving the acronym CBC. What does it mean? The acronym CBC comes from those three letters. C, which stands for competency, and then B or BA stands for based, and then the next C stands for curriculum, meaning competency-based curriculum. So this particular curriculum focuses on an individual student. It focuses on an individual child. It does not look at what a particular class is capable of doing. It is focusing on me as a student. What abilities do I have as a person, as an individual? We talk about competency. When you have a competency, it means that you are able to execute a particular action successfully. I'll take a very good example that I believe most of us are able to execute. Let's look at the scenario in the kitchen. You can be given a task that go and prepare 10 cups of tea. You are not given any procedure, but you will go and execute that particular activity and submit the final product. The tea, which is measurable, the 10 cups of tea, and it should be well cooked. And finally, you deliver that. So when you bring out the activity, the task that you are given, then you show some competency. You have a competency in preparing tea and to a particular quantity, 10 cups.
And so, going by what Mr. MOSOBA said, is that it seems to be CBC basing on the abilities and capabilities, and of course, on some of the talents. What's your take on this, Mr. Jack?
So, when we are talking about this CBC, so CBC generally it combines all learners, and all learners, they should able to know what they are doing. That's why we call it competency. They are competing, so they will be grouped. When they are doing something, they should know that what they are doing, it is all about CBC. Yeah.
So you talk about the groupings and gaining some of the skills, of course. But what is the reactions? What is the reaction since CBC was implemented? Of course, I know there are those who have taken it positively. There are those who are perceiving it to be some positive, positive encounter. At the same time, there are those who perceive it negatively. Maybe going by your analysis as teachers, of course, who also train students and pupils on CBC, what is the reaction like, Mr. MOSOBA?
Well, CBC has brought a lot of challenges to, especially the implementation phase. We may not say that it is only teachers who are finding it very difficult to implement these. It cuts across even from the students themselves. It goes to the teachers and even parents. Let me look at, for example, students. Right now, a grade 5 child will have to carry over 9 exercise books. Over 9. You can imagine. And each exercise book has a lot of work to be done there. So students are finding that CBC has come up with a lot of information that if you are not well prepared as a student, as a child, you will find it very difficult. Those are students. Now when we go to the teacher, you know, teachers earlier on, they have been seen like gods. Yeah? When a teacher says that you know you are wrong, you are wrong. You cannot challenge a teacher. I remember when I was in high school, a teacher will bring a wrong concept on the board and you will not challenge that teacher. Actually, you receive strokes of the cane for trying to challenge a teacher. A teacher was a god.
A teacher is always right.
Yeah, the teacher is always right. I remember times when we were in high school, a teacher will not pass and you are sitting down. That was a crime.
You would stand. Once
So,
a teacher is passing, you are
teachers are finding it challenging to accept that today even our own students can do things better than us teachers. Right now, there are things that we cannot manipulate in a computer, but we have kids in primary school who are capable of managing a computer very well than majority of the teachers outside there. So we have found a challenge where teachers are finding it very hard to accept the shift that teachers are no longer the sole sources of information.
Because of course, even students can add on to whatever they are being given as opposite to what was being seen in the past time.
Exactly. So that is teachers, and the notion also continues where they are saying that teachers were not consulted, they were not involved in the curriculum development. So they find that they are told to implement. They are not part of the program. So they find that you are telling me to implement something that I have not taken part to do what? To come up with. So that is a challenge that we have found out to be outside here, especially when it comes to CBC implementation. Then the other aspect are the parents.
The parents.
The parents. I tell you, parents are crying outside here. That you know, tumeambiwa tununue vitabu sijui vingapi, we buy textbooks, we buy implements. Like my daughter came one day akaniambia, unajua teacher amesema tununue flute. And there's a flute. This one for it's a wind instrument. For music. It's called music and a dance. So it was very difficult for me to get even that instrument. So I had to just ignore. So there are many other things. Even the ropes, the skipping ropes for physical activities. There's a lot that parents are asked to do. Parents are told to take part in doing the activities that learners are given on daily basis.
And so it is a participation between parents, teachers, as well as students themselves.
Exactly.
It's not left to students themselves.
No, and neither is it left for teachers. So parents are finding it very difficult. You are an employee somewhere. Maybe you are working 20 kilometers away, and you are a 24-hour employee, or you work in shift. So by the time you reach home maybe at 10 in the night. Your child was supposed to have done what? Some activities, and you are not there to assist the child. So parents are finding it very difficult in that scenario, but I believe we shall overcome. Yeah.
Right. Remember, this is the Purple Love Talk Show. This is the Purple Love Elimu Talk Show, coming to you one-on-one from Pure Africa TV. Remember, all our social media platforms are open. Of course, our fan page Facebook is Pure Africa TV. Remember, we are live as well at Facebook. You can as well drop your comment there in the comment section. We'll be getting it, of course, reacting to them appropriately in time. Continue staying with us. Remember, you can as well drop your comments via our WhatsApp number. Of course, the number is 0796840560. We'll be getting your comments. We'll be reacting to them, especially on the subject of CBC. competency-based curriculum. We are taking a very short break. Coming after, we'll be looking at the various models of competency-based curriculum. Staying with us, your comments to continue. Of course, continue dropping your comments, continue tweeting hashtag competency-based curriculum. Na short while we'll be back as we continue.
Hayawi hatimaye huwa. Mhula wa kwanza wa mwaka huu hapa nasi. Jishindie bidhaa za mwanafunzi wako kurejea shuleni kutoka Kehancha Bookshop iliyoko nyuma ya stendi ya bodaboda ya Taranganya. Bila shaka utapata dictionaries, kamusi, set books, rulers, pens, HB pencils, sellotapes, stapler pins, exercise books, revision books, notebooks, assessment record books, files na clipboards. Mengine ni molding clay na watercolors. Vile vile, shule zinaweza kupata whiteboards, dusters, marker pens, bells, flags, board rulers na mengineyo. Kwa maelezo zaidi, piga simu kwa nambari 0726 0028 33. Kehancha Bookshop, we are at your service.
Back to school, first term is here with us. Welcome to Kehancha Bookshop behind the Taranganya Bodaboda stage, and grab the stationaries you need at an affordable prices. We offer dictionaries, kamusi, set books, rulers, pens, HB pencils, sellotape, stapler pins, exercise books, revision books, notebooks, assessment record books, files, and clipboards. Others are molding clay and watercolor. Remember that learning institutions can also find for themselves whiteboards, dusters, marker pens, bells, flags, and board rulers, among others. For more information, call 0726 002833. Kehancha Bookshop, for your service. Alright, welcome back. This is the Purple Love Elimu Talk Show, and remember today we are dwelling on the subject of competency-based curriculum, CBC. Because you having a question, especially as far as this new curriculum of education is concerned, you can drop your questions. Of course, we have, I can call them the experts, of course, because they have gone through that particular training. As far as CBC is concerned, they'll be responding to your questions in the real time. Remember following through social media platforms. Our fan page is Pure Africa TV, Twitter at Pure Africa TV. Remember, you can as well drop your comments via WhatsApp number. The number is 0796840560. Thank you very much. Of course, that's Melody. I see you, Emma. Thank you very much, of course, saying ready to learn from CBC. Mr. MOSOBA, there are various models as far as this particular subject of CBC is concerned. But before that, how is the application, Mr. Samson? How is the Mr. Jacob? Sorry, Sir Jacob Samuel. How is the application of CBC as compared to 844? Look at how CBC is applied, and then look at how 844 is applied. What is that the difference as far as application is concerned?
So the application between CBC and 844, it has a very big difference. Because CBC not only teaches right. We teach the learner, and the learner, they can ask question from the previous topic. So, but under this 844, the only teacher teaches the overall. But CBC, the learner can come and ask a teacher a question, and that question, it may be out of the subject. And
the teacher will not take it negatively.
No.
As earlier said by Mr. MOSOBA, that during 844, a student will not correct a teacher, but now a teacher can be corrected by a student. Maybe Mr. MOSOBA, your take on the difference as far as application of these two systems of learning are being concerned.
Yeah, thank you. I think may I look at this as what you call the shift. What is the shift that is there between the old model, which is still running, because we have some class 7 students who are still going to complete the 844 system. Now, if you look at 844, the 844 system was based on what we call objective-based, where you hear teachers would say when they are planning their lessons, by the end of the lesson, the learner should be able to maybe count 1 to 10. You see? So, but it was not, we are not able to check exactly whether, because if a child is able to count 1 to 10, was there real learning? That is what was missing in 844. So, in the application of CBC here now, we go further beyond a child reciting 1 to 10. We bring the aspect that if we take this child outside this area where we are telling the child to count 1 to 10, can this child be able to identify the letters effectively 1 to 10, and even present them either by writing them on the board, by even giving them a mixed up heap of the numbers 1 to 10? Can this child pick out these 1, 2, 3 up to 10 and arrange them well? So we are looking at that aspect of the shift.
And so CBC seems to be emphasizing on the practical aspect than the theoretical aspect.
Exactly.
But do you feel theory is also important? Now that there's a shift from the theory, to practical. Why, especially now that practical theory will be lagging behind? Don't you see it is going to be dangerous once again?
So what I can say then, under CBC, they are majorly focusing in practical. But and this 844 is only theory. But it is important if this CBC can have a theory. If they can, they are under CBC, they are majorly focusing on practical. Anything they are doing, they must do practical. So you find, if you use a textbook, you find that the story there is too short, but they have, for example, they can bring a picture. The whole the what we say the strand contain a picture, but now the teacher should be go further than to know the importance of that picture, such that how the learner can get the content from the teacher's theory, not the theory from the book, because there is no theory on that book. So it bring a hard time to a teacher to sit down and analyze what to teach at that lesson.
Okay, thank you very much.
Maybe just something small. You see, in CBC, you bring, let's say you are teaching students about flowers, and you just bring a flower to class with all the parts of the flower. Then you just present it to the learners. You let them discover. Where they cannot find from themselves, they will come to you as the teacher. They will ask you, what is this part?
And what is this?
What is this part called? If they don't get it from you, they can get it from their parents at home.
Yes.
Yeah, because they'll also get to engage
Yes,
the parents.
yes. Now, in CBC, we say, involve me in the learning.
Yeah.
That is the thing.
Not to let him or her to learn.
No, involve me in the learning.
And that's wonderful, because even the parents are made very active,
Yes.
because they must know the encounter of their students, especially as far as learning is concerned.
Yes.
Otherwise, during the 844, maybe parents will not even be much aware of what learning activities their students or pupils are undergoing there. Maybe now, Mr. MOSOBA, take us through the various models of CBC.
Well, thank you, comrade. I think 844 is a model. CBC is a model. And earlier on, before 844 came, we had the 7, 2, and then B3, like that.
Several models.
Several models have been there. So far in Kenya, I think this is the third one we are implementing.
Yeah.
CBC.
So I'll compare CBC and because the models of education, CBC, we cannot say that CBC has several other models of CBC, no. But CBC has other, maybe we can say pathways of learning. Because CBC takes care of those students who are not well developed. For example, we call them the inclusive ones.
The inclusive
Special
ones,
needed
exactly.
students. So CBC takes care of that. And then we have the normal students who are taking CBC. So we talk about age-based and state-based in CBC. But 844 was 20 pamoja. You see that? So if I look at 844, let me talk about 844 briefly. 844 was, we say it was objective-based. 844 was objective-based. But CBC, we are talking about learning outcomes.
Learning outcomes. What is the student
Yes.
likely to come out with, especially after
a particular
that
activity.
particular activity?
Yes. Remember here, we are talking of activities in CBC. But in 844, we are talking of examples, reward, content. But in CBC, we are talking about learning outcomes. So 844 was like that. The teacher was the source of information. The students were not taking part very seriously. But of course, I just want to mention something. 844, before it was shifted, it was just shifted because of the unhealthy competition that came in.
Yeah.
I am a student of 844 in the earlier years of 80s, 90s. I'm telling you, we were taught on how to handle things. Like we could make maths, we could even convert music notes to solve a notation and even sing the same. That was 844. But something happened hapa katikati. So things shifted. Now people were like, nani amepata A's nyingi? People lost the focus.
Yes.
Unamaliza class 8, lakini hata kupika chakula using steaming method wezi. Because people went to content, but not the aspect of hands-on.
And just in relation to whatever you said, there's a comment from Anna Chien saying, no wonder nowadays there are students who have scored A, but they can't show it when it comes to practical work.
Exactly. I can mention a few. Like there's a teacher I can mention here. He wanted to teach English. Then when
the letters show, but now the practical aspect of it
yes,
is blank.
I'm just giving you an example. This is a teacher who has graduated university. Then tukamwambia aandike application letter.
Just an application.
Just an application letter. And he was applying to teach English in that school. I'm telling you what I read. I ran away from the office. It was bad. So I'm saying 844 is good, but things shifted. Now CBC has come in to bring out, you must give out something that you are capable of doing.
Yes.
That is, we are talking about the learning outcomes. I'm telling you, in CBC we are saying, you may not be very good in numbers, but I'm telling you, you are very good in making sure that the house is clean, well arranged. Every part of the house is clean. You will be graded by that.
All right, and
That is CBC.
and it goes by they say that at least you can fit anywhere, you can fit somewhere.
Yes.
Wherever you are, you can get somewhere to fix and deliver effectively.
So maybe if I can add now the flesh in the CBC, we wanted to talk about the
The models,
So I've
CBC,
just talked about 844 briefly. Now let's look at CBC now in details a bit. Number one, CBC is grouped into two. I've just said we have age-based and stage-based. Stage-based looks at those kids who are not normal. They could be having challenges. Maybe they have hearing problems. They don't have eyes. Others are not able to walk like the normal students. Others could be having some mental state development. So they are just categorized and given moving from one stage to another because of, are they able to do this at this stage? Yes, they can go to the next stage and then proceed all the way to the employment world. But the age-based is grouped into these stages. One, we have what you call 2 years pre-primary. Then we have 6 years primary. And then we have 3 years junior secondary. And then we have 3 years senior secondary. And then we have 3 years in the tertiary. Then after that you go to the job world. But under the primary stage, we also have 2 stages in the primary section, where we have what we call lower primary, where you take 3 years, and then we have upper primary, where you are taking another 3 years. Now each stage, it is going to be examined. There will be an evaluation, like those who are in grade 5 now, which we call it now upper primary. They are going to be tested before they go to grade 6, where they will now graduate from grade 6.
And that will be latest this year.
Yes, this year. Then they will go now to grade 6 and then graduate from grade 6 to junior secondary school. Then after the tertiary level, we have what you call pathways. The pathways are channels. You see, as you go through these stages in CBC, the teachers who are core learners, we are able to sort out these kids. Tumeona so and so is very good in dancing. Huyo ni mtu wa music and art. Okay? Kuna mwingine ni orator. Akisimama kuongea, people listen, students listen. Like I was in Nyabururu the other day. I was shocked. This one you must listen, my friends who are listening and those viewing. This is a Form 1 in Nyabururu Girls. She's the president of Nyabururu Secondary School. A Form 1.
Just
elected,
a Form 1.
yes, elected to be the president.
To represent
The whole school. This girl, yesterday when she was given chance to talk, I was perplexed. Very confident,
Very eloquent.
informed, and very comfortable in whatever she was presenting. That is a kid who falls what we call under social sciences. Huyo ni mtu atakuambia, hata atakuuzia maji, akuambie ni dawa. Because they are able to convince. She convinced the whole school and they voted her in. Social sciences.
And maybe before you continue, Mr. MOSOBA, you talked about different skills, different students having different skills.
Yes.
But now I want you to relate it to the number of institutions or the number of facilities within a given institution. How will it be balanced? Somebody could be wondering, there are these who are talented in dancing, there are these who are drawing. Then owing to the shortage of the facilities within the learning institutions, will all this be accommodated? That could be a question that somebody could be asking.
True. I think that's a question that is everyone asking. Actually, it is a question even the government is trying to see how to answer that question. Schools are being categorized right now. The government is building classes. If you go to all secondary schools today in Kenya, you'll get there's a special class that has been constructed. Each school, at least, they have received one. So schools are being categorized what we call STEM, social sciences, and sports. So we may not sort out these kids, all of them effectively, but with the time, I'm sure kids will be taken to the right institution. Because that is one of the big questions that everyone is asking. The institutions that are there are not able to accommodate all this. What is going to happen? So in each region, like let's say in Migori County, we shall have institutions that are going to house sports, we shall have institutions that are going to host social sciences, and we shall have institutions that are hosting STEM.
And maybe we're there teachers, because one teacher cannot be skilled in all these particular and different talents.
Correct, and that is why now TSC is really employing what you call ICT. Right now we have trainings that are going on, content is being generated, where I can teach 5 schools when I'm stationed in my station. So I believe infrastructure is being placed, is being put in place to accommodate this, where I can teach 3 schools when I'm stationed in one school because of ICT. Yeah.
Thank you very much. Now, maybe Mr. Samuel, Mr. Samuel, kindly tell us about, talk about staffing. We realize that many teachers are not trained for CBC. Right now, many teachers have not undergone that particular training. And yet again, the competency-based curriculum is there, and the government wants it to be implemented. Now, how are the teachers adjusting to see this particular implementation done to the latter?
So the teachers that they have not attained the training of CBC, it is very hard to them, because this CBC, the teacher must, you must have a content about CBC. If the teacher can use 844, the method of this theory, the learner could get nothing. That's why we say that the teacher should first undergo this training so that they can able to teach these learners. Because these learners, you only say and they do. Yeah? Because these learners, between teacher and the learners, when you are in class, you teach them and they teach you. So and if the teacher have not attained that training, it will be like now wasting that kid. The teacher, they must attain this training first.
Because the kid or the student or the learner will not get that what he or she is expected to get. Maybe Mr. MOSOBA, your take on that, just to add on that.
All right. Yeah, thank you. I think the government is trying. Like I can mention here very authoritatively that teachers in secondary school had not been trained on CBC. A few had gone through, like those ones who have been attending a training session called SMASE, where I'm a member. We have trained teachers. We have been doing what we call introduction to CBC, where we just give them an overview of CBC, what it is, the shifts, and then the framework that is there, the government legal framework on how what is happening about CBC. Now, currently secondary school teachers are going to be trained starting this May on time.
So they undergo the training the same time they are continuing to teach.
No, in secondary school yet CBC is not there. CBC is in primary school. Primary school teachers have been trained from, I think, when the program started. They began with a small group. Then the small group was retrained again to go and train others. So right now I can mention that majority of the primary school teachers are aware of what is CBC.
And it is still ongoing, that particular
They are
training.
still going on to be trained. But secondary school, I can mention now that about maybe 10% of the teachers in the country in secondary schools are understanding what is CBC. About 10%. But now that the TSC has launched it, like the other day I saw on television, they have launched the training where the master trainers who are the institution leaders, like in KCD, those people are going to roll it down to this place. They were going through the training. So soon, in secondary school, now CBC is going to be something that they will be facing. So I want to say that CBC...
And even those who are learning educational courses in campuses, in universities, are
going to
yet to get to
the
that
curriculum,
other unit. Yeah.
There will be an innovation on curriculum implementation where they'll bring in now CBC. So that when you clear training as a teacher, when you train as a teacher, you come out when you are CBC compliant. So, but I can say that in the human resource about CBC, primary schools, over 80% are okay. maybe just 20% or 10 were not yet to be trained. But in secondary school, over 80% not trained.
Right. Remember, our social media platforms are open. Of course, Facebook, Pure Africa TV, Instagram, Pure Africa TV, Twitter, hashtag is Pure Africa TV. Of course, CBC is the hashtag, Pure Africa TV. You can as well tweet. You'll be getting your comments, reading in the real time. We're taking a very short break. We are taking a very short break. Coming after, we'll be responding to some of the comments. Of course, I see some of the comments in our comment section. My name is Evans Odiambo. This is the Purple Lab Elimu Talk Show. Continue staying with us. Remember, getting back with 11, talk about some of the challenges. Of course, there are challenges on the side of the students, challenges on the side of the teachers, challenges as well on the side of parents and guardians as well. And so, continue staying with us. In a short while, we'll be back as we continue.
Hayawi hatimaye huwa. Mhula wa kwanza wa mwaka huu hapa nasi. Jishindie bidhaa za mwanafunzi wako kurejea shuleni kutoka Kehancha Bookshop iliyoko nyuma ya stendi ya bodaboda ya Taranganya. Bila shaka utapata dictionaries, kamusi, set books, rulers, pens, HB pencils, sellotapes, stapler pins, exercise books, revision books, notebooks, assessment record books, files na clipboards. Mengine ni molding clay na watercolors. Vile vile, shule zinaweza kupata whiteboards, dusters, marker pens, bells, flags, board rulers na mengineyo. Kwa maelezo zaidi, piga simu kwa nambari 0726002833. Kehancha Bookshop, we are at your service.
Back to school, first time is here with us. Welcome to Kehancha Bookshop behind the Taranganya Bodaboda stage and grab the stationaries you need at an affordable prices. We offer dictionaries, kamusi, set books, rulers, pens, HB pencils, sellotape, stapler pins, exercise books, revision books, notebooks, assessment record books, files, and clipboards. Others are molding clay and watercolor. Remember that learning institutions can also find for themselves whiteboards, dusters, marker pens, bells, flags, and board rulers, among others. For more information, call 0726002833. Kehancha Bookshop, for your service.
Welcome back. Remember, this is the popular Velimu Talk Show, and today we are talking about the subject of CBC, a competency-based curriculum. Of course, during this particular time, you can be able to understand fully what CBC means. Of course, we have the experts, those that have undergone this particular training, and they are here to share with you their views, of course, as far as this particular subject is concerned. And of course, going by the comment section, I see a good number of comments. Of course, there's Julius Kioko tuned in from Machakos asking what is the parents' role in the new curriculum, that is CBC. Mr. Jacob, may you respond to that? What is the role of the parents as far as this new curriculum of education is concerned?
So under the role of the parents, they should be ready to receive this CBC. But this CBC, it requires parents, because the learners, they will be asked to bring something from home. They should be ready.
And so students or even the learners of the CBC are also expected to bring something as a response from the parents on a daily basis, or how does it happen?
So for example, we have this home science. Home science, the learner should be asked to bring like avocado from their homes.
From homes?
Yeah, so now the parents, they should be ready to give them money to buy them. Or if they don't have money, they should use another mean. You know, if they ask a ripe banana, how the parents, they will be able to get them. The only teachers what we need. We need what we have told the learners to bring. Now it will be difficult if you teach these learners without the requirement you have asked
Without
them.
that particular requirement.
Yeah, the requirement, it is only parents they bring, not teachers. So we are here, the teachers, so we teach the learner. But the learners, they should go home and ask their parents. We have been asked to bring this and this and this. Because without those requirements, now we can't move with the syllabus. Yeah, because the syllabus, like this CBC, what we talk about here, the parents, they should be ready to do what their children
What the learners
requires from them.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I see the competency-based curriculum is now even taking parents back to education. They are learning as well, of course.
Yeah.
Maybe your take on this, Mr. MOSOBA, the role of the parents.
Yeah, parents have a big role to play because they are partakers in the implementation. I can say that the other day I saw this and it was taken on a comical way, where some school wanted to teach the kids on how to prepare chicken stew. So they
And
not
what grade?
yes.
What grade?
I think that's grade 5. So these kids went home and with a list that we need some chicken.
We need some chicken.
Then some parents said no. It's like these teachers want to go and cook food in the school and then they eat.
So possibly
But
they
what
would say
is the
that.
problem if teachers can cook food and eat in the
And
school?
it's
It's okay.
provided they are also teaching them.
Yes. So the kids want to know how to cook chicken stew.
Mm.
They cannot cook chicken stew using matoke.
Yes.
They must use chicken. So that is why some parents say that they think some teachers are having mischief. Watoto waende na nyanya shuleni.
Taking advantage to reap from the
to
parents.
reap from the parents. That is not the thing, parents. Support your kids to learn skills.
Yes.
Right now I have a daughter who is able to cook at home and cook very well because they were taken through. They know how to wash. The other day I saw on social media where there's a teacher who was demonstrating on how to wash clothes. Those kids cannot wash clothes if they don't have soap. Kids don't have money to buy soap. It is we the parents to facilitate that process. Much they can fetch from the river or they can get it because right now it is raining a lot. Yes, so parents have a big role to play.
And even the containers in which they'll carry the water.
Yes, they must get from home.
And so we see parents really having a lot of roles to play
I'm telling
as far as the success of their children are concerned, especially under this new curriculum at the CBC. The next another question, of course, that is asked. We are looking at my comment section. I see Paul Kariuki from Kitengela asking, how will examinations be administered under the new curriculum? How will the examinations
be administered?
Thank you. We have an assessment rubric. The right word is a rubric. And this one will be done in 2 stages. There is one that is done at school, and there is a national one that is going to be done by external people. So the teachers of a particular school, they have an assessment rubric, which has what we call the levels of assessment. One, we have approaching, met expectation. We have those who never met expectation, and then those who exceeded. So up to 4 marks. So let's say we are assessing a student now at the school level. I am the teacher teaching. I had set my target that by the end of this particular activity, maybe 20 students or 20 learners should be able to count 1 to 10 very well. So you bring the rubric, you start assessing. And you see now you are assessing at an individual level.
And so it is a practical assessment.
It's a practical assessment.
Not that which examinations are written in a paper, then they have to respond.
No,
but
okay.
we can also the theoretical.
We can also have the theoretical aspect where you have a summative rubric, where you have given them some papers where they are going to respond. Then as you are checking the work, you can assess that this section A, this kid has reached this, because there are some activities that you put there and they are able to respond effectively. So that is at the school level. Then at the national level also, somebody will have to come and confirm that you see now, you assess these kids and you have given them, all of them met expectation, exceeded expectations. Somebody will come and approve that is it true. You can do random sampling, or you can do the whole class, where they will come and say that now, because this is a national assessment process, we want to see whether these kids are able to do these activities effectively. Kama ni number work, are they able to do this? Kama ni arithmetic, wanaweza kufanya hizo, kama ni division, multiplication, finding the square root. So there will be a national assessment.
And this individual assessment, I think with that, maybe cheating can be minimized yet again.
Actually, there will be no cheating here.
When students are grouped together,
yes,
somebody can leak that particular information from the neighbor. But this is very different.
It is very different. You can be leaked the information, but are you able to do the task as an individual?
So when it now comes to the practical aspect, of course, there's another question from Mwende Isaac. My question goes to Mr. MOSOBA. You have said secondary teachers are to be trained on CBC. To mean CBC is yet to take up to university level.
Thank you for that question. Mwende, I'm very happy that you are following the program. Thank you very much for supporting this program. We believe that you are going to share this so that we can get more people listening and watching this program. I think it is true that we have to accept that change is coming. And this change is gradual. Right now, we started with the primary school teachers. And I cannot say that in the TTCs the CBC was being trained there, because it had not been rolled into the training program in the TTCs. Neither has it been implemented in the universities that we can say that CBC is going to be trained in the university. But I can say authoritatively that soon universities are going to train teachers. If you are enrolled as a teacher, because there is a shift even now. Right now, if you are a very good follower in the social media, they are saying that to be a teacher is not going to be a normal process as such. You'll go 4 years, do the normal degree, then do a postgraduate to be taught on how to become a teacher. And during that time, CBC will be trained to you.
Almost 5 years.
Yes.
Training
even
to
now,
be a teacher.
Some people are saying that teaching ni rahisi kwenda. Saizi kama hauna discipline kwa kizungu, hakuna hauwezi kuwa mwalimu.
And so teaching is also becoming very sensitive.
It is now being professionalized. It is no longer going to be anybody coming out and saying that I want to be a teacher. You must qualify to be a teacher.
Both practically and as well as theoretically.
Exactly.
You have the theoretical knowledge.
And you must be ICT compliant. Hakuna mchezo. ICT you must know how.
Because looking at my Facebook comment section, Mr. MOSOBA, of course, this Faris Walter is asking a question.
My question is a bit technical. We have some individuals who are training as high school teachers, that is including me. So my question is, how will CBC system adapt to method of teaching we are taught at the university? Will the systems be inculcated in our systems of studies or vice versa?
Well, we have, right now TSC has a program called TPD, Teacher Professional Development. So if you have not been trained in the university, it's called FARI?
Faris Walter, this Faris Walter.
Walter, if you have not been trained on CBC in university, don't worry. We have what you call TPD, Teacher Professional Development. It's a program that even me, I'm a teacher, we are always taken through some training every holiday. Like the previous holiday, we were training teachers on what you call IBL. IBL stands for Inquiry Based Learning. It is a method of teaching where we don't tell students on what to do. Like, if I can take an example on how to determine the force of gravity. You just tell students that we have a gravitational acceleration that is existing. And the value, we don't know what we know the value is about 10 newtons per kilogram or 10 meters per second square. Find out the gravitational acceleration in the region where you are. We just give them a blank thing like that, and then we give them time to look for information and then come up with a procedure. I'm telling you that child will never forget on what is a gravitational acceleration and even how to find it.
Because it's something that he has practically done, something that he has practically tried out.
Walter, you'll be trained. Once you clear your university, you shall take part in what we call teacher professional development.
However much time it will take.
Yes, actually, it is a lifelong thing.
And so those who are taking educational courses must prepare psychologically to stay under training.
Actually, TSC is saying, if you don't take part in the teacher professional development programs, you will no longer be a teacher. You will be renewing it after 5 years. Kama utaki kufanya TPD, unakuwa phased out. Other people take your place.
Alright, now let's look at some of the challenges. Of course, if each and every new entrant into whatever market, be it world market, profession, teaching, there must be challenges. Maybe Mr. Jacob, what are some of the challenges especially being faced by you as teachers, especially for CBC?
So, me like a teacher, the teachers, they have more challenges. Like the first one. So, you may find that you are in school, but now the learners, you know, you can't teach them. I first say that you can't teach them without the materials, e.g. like books. You know, like now CBC, let us talk grade 6 and grade 5. They must have 14 exercise books. So, and those books, they must be A4. So that one is the challenge. Like we are first term. So the school we open, you find that the learners, they don't have books. So they have less than the number required. So you find that the teacher will have a difficult time to teach them. So another challenge you will find.
Maybe how do you manage that? How do you counteract the challenge of lack of requirements, especially on the side of the learners? If they cannot actually come with these particular requirements you require, how do you go about it just to ensure that the process is complete?
So for now, like this syllabus you are moving with, this syllabus, when you have moved, you will not come back.
You will not be back in that part.
No, now what you do, you focus on practically. So like let me talk like mathematics. I talk this mathematics. So if it is addition, you have to tell them to come with some stick or bottle top, such that even if they don't have this exercise book, they can able to know what they are doing. So when you talk about these challenges of books, so we have to tell the parents that they should be ready to buy exercise books. Even if they will add another subject, a new subject, they should be ready to come up with a new exercise book, such that when we are moving with these learners, they should be able to. This is the education which is CBC, and we have to move with it, both teachers and parents. Yeah, they should not ask many questions, why this, why this, why this. For like me, I only tell the parents that you should be ready to move with this CBC. Don't think that this CBC will end now. It is now a process. We are moving. So we are going the junior secondary. So they should be ready to know that what we are doing here CBC, especially parents, they are suffering. Yeah, both sides, textbook, requirements. So like when we talk like this music, it is you see, it is a small book, textbook, but it contains many things, and we say that these are local. So if we say that we need a rope, don't go and buy. We need the learner to come with a sisal to how
to make
to prepare. So when we talk about this, we have this called preparation. Now the procedure. So after the procedure, how they have done the conclusion. Now that's what we say. CBC does a challenge. So if we town here to find to find this system.
To find this size also local
Yeah,
materials that may be needed.
Yeah, it is very difficult. No, that's why you see that those ones that they come from town, it will be difficult them to get them.
To adapt to CBC.
Yeah. So that's why we say that they must take their time. So that's why we say that the next lesson. That's why each learner they have textbook. And that's textbook shows that the next lesson tomorrow. So now the teacher tells these learners that go and confirm this and this and this and this before the lesson. So that's that when the teacher now is in class, now the next day, all the learners they should be able to have the requirements.
Okay, so you come in with the aspect of rural and urban. Which particular region, maybe Mr. MOSOBA? I'm learning a new thing. I'm learning a new thing that CBC may be easily implemented in rural areas than in urban areas. What your take on that?
Well, we cannot say that it will be easier in the rural area because in the urban setup there are other things that are available there that are not in the rural. So maybe if it's a string, they can go for the industrial ones, like the manilas. They can get the fibers that are artificial. They can be taught on how to make ropes. But I think the urban setup has its challenges, the rural setup has its challenges. Like if it comes to ICT, the urban setup is better than the rural setup.
Yes.
So, but all in all, the challenges that we face as teachers in the implementation of CBC, like maybe books, like if we are saying there should be 11 books, there's no way out. If you cannot have the 11 books, it will be very difficult for me, the teacher, to implement the CBC because each book has its activities. If it is mathematics, we cannot have mathematics and another subject in one book.
I remember when we were back in primary during my time, we could hardly have 7 to 6 books. We were good to go.
Actually,
but now it's
the system was only having
at the primary level 11 books.
Subjects only. So even 12. Like junior secondary, I've seen there are 12 books.
And that's why parents are not very adapting to that.
It's
They are asking themselves.
very heavy.
That's why you need to understand this particular subject on CBC. Just being brought to you live from Pure Africa TV. Pure Africa Radio as well. Remember, you can as well continue commenting, dropping your comments there, because our WhatsApp number as well is 0796840560. I'll be getting your comment and reading it in the real time. Of course, you will be getting the appropriate response as we continue to that. Parents have as well been complaining about the issue of CBC. How are you people counteracting, or how do you people manage to convince the parents, especially when you people are in school? You know, there are those who do not get to understand well to the extent of even heading to the school or even coming to a teacher to seek that first-hand information.
Well, I think I can say even me, there's a time I was very elusive in CBC because it was too demanding. The amount of money I was spending on my child, who is now in grade 5, was too much. But the teachers kept encouraging me, Mwalimu, just help.
Just
do what you can do as a parent. So finally what I did, I was able to source what I could source. And I was telling the teachers, please, whatever that we parents have sourced, kindly use it. And use it across. If it is a string, it can be shared. The string can be shared. Yes. Kama ni kuskip rope, kama mzazi mmoja amenunua ama watano wamenunua, you can use the 6 that are available. Sio kwamba kila mtoto akuwe na yake ndio aruke ndio anekane. You can share the ropes. But for books it was difficult. The books you must buy as a parent. There's no way out.
So there are activities that can be shared and those
that can be shared and those that cannot be
shared. Remember this is Pure Africa TV, of course. This is the educational talk show, a very important show, of course, dwelling on education. And today we are talking about the issue of CBC. CBC, of course, for those who have asked their questions there, we've really responded to them to the latter. And so we are taking a very final break. Coming later, we'll be going through the other comments, of course, in the comment section. Of course, as some of the questions are there, and later my guests will be giving their final remarks. My name is Evans Odhiamba. This is the Purple Love Elimu talk show. Continue staying with us, then as we'll be resuming with much more.
Hayawi hatimaye huwa. Mhula wa kwanza wa mwaka huu hapa nasi. Jishindie bidhaa za mwanafunzi wako kurejea shuleni kutoka Kehancha Bookshop iliyoko nyuma ya stendi ya bodaboda ya Taranganya. Bila shaka utapata dictionaries, kamusi, set books, rulers, pens, HB pencils, sellotapes, stapler pins, exercise books, revision books, notebooks, assessment record books, files na clipboards. Mengine ni molding clay na watercolors. Vile shule zinaweza kupata whiteboards, dusters, marker pens, bells, flags, board rulers na mengineyo. Kwa maelezo zaidi piga simu kwa nambari 0726 0028 33. Kehancha Bookshop, we are at your service. Hayawi hatimaye huwa. Mhula wa kwanza wa mwaka huu hapa nasi. Jishindie bidhaa za mwanafunzi wako kurejea shuleni kutoka Kehancha Bookshop iliyoko nyuma ya stendi ya bodaboda ya Taranganya. Bila shaka utapata dictionaries, kamusi, set books, rulers, pens, HB pencils, sellotapes, stapler pins, exercise books, revision books, notebooks, assessment record books, files na clipboards. Mengine ni molding clay na watercolors. Vile shule zinaweza kupata whiteboards, dusters, marker pens, bells, flags, board rulers na mengineyo. Kwa maelezo zaidi piga simu kwa nambari 0726 0028 33. Kehancha Bookshop, we are at your service.
Back to school, first term is here with us. Welcome to Kehancha Bookshop behind the Taranganya bodaboda stage, and grab the stationaries you need at an affordable prices. We offer dictionaries, kamusi, set books, rulers, pens, HB pencils, sellotape, stapler pins, exercise books, revision books, notebooks, assessment record books, files, and clipboards. Others are molding clay and watercolor. Remember that learning institutions can also find for themselves whiteboards, dusters, marker pens, bells, flags, and board rulers, among others. For more information, call 0726002833. Kehancha Bookshop for your service. Back to school, first term is here with us. Welcome to Kehancha Bookshop behind the Taranganya Boda Boda stage, and grab the stationaries you need at an affordable prices. We offer dictionaries, kamusi, set books, rulers, pens, HB pencils, sellotape, stapler pins, exercise books, revision books, notebooks, assessment record books, files, and clipboards. Others are molding clay and watercolor. Remember that learning institutions can also find for themselves whiteboards, dusters, marker pens, bells, flags, and board rulers, among others. For more information, call 0726002833. Kehancha Bookshop for your service.
Right, welcome back. This is Pure Africa TV, of course. This is the Purple Love Elimu Talk Show. Purple Love Elimu Talk Show, of course, by Emma Koima. Today I'm standing in for Emma Koima. You joining us, you're just in time, especially now that we are talking about this entire issue of the CBC, competency-based curriculum, of course, that which has been accompanied with a lot of challenges emanating from the students, emanating from teachers, as well from parents. And right now I'm going through the comment section, of course, looking at some of the questions that are coming from various stakeholders, of course, parents, teachers, and students or learners as well. Mr. MOSOBA, there's a question here, especially concerning the scores generated. This James Waduma from Mombasa asking, how do you cater to projects to parents who do not understand CBC scores, or how scores are generated? You know, initially they had been used to report forms where maths you have this, English, and so on.
Thank you for that question, Evans. I think Mwadima from Mombasa, it's a very good question. Parents are actually confused. Sasa huyu mtoto wangu ameambiwa tu exceeded expectation. Hii ni nini? That is the mode of assessment today now. That is why parents, you must accept and get to watch programs like this one, so that you can get information on how scoring is done in CBC. CBC, we have a book called assessment book. This assessment book, you are not going to see marks there be 90%, 100%. No. You will see things like this. You will see below expectation, met expectation, exceeded expectation, almost met expectations, words like that. Now, when you see never met expectation, it means if that child was to do identification of items, let's say animals that are found at home, if this child ameandikiwa kwamba never met expectation, that means huyu mtoto ajui kuidentify wanyama ambao wako nyumbani. Huyu mtoto ajui kutofautisha kati ya mbuzi na kondoo. That means that child, the learning outcome on identification of animals at home, haja achieve. And therefore what we do, we correct that problem by either taking that child through the process again. So we give, in the assessment rubric, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. The maximum is 4.
Yes, 4.
Where we talk, when you say 4, it means that this child has exceeded expectation. So when you see EE, that is 4. When you see ME, that is 3. When you see almost met expectation, that is 2. Never met expectation, that is 1. 1 is the least mark. So when you see almost met expectation, AM, as a parent, you should be worried of your child.
So it means beginning from 2 upwards.
Yeah,
at
we
least,
wako sawa.
we can say he or she has attained the pass mark.
Correct. But when you see your child amewekewa 2, almost met, never met, you should be worried as a parent.
Especially never met.
Yes, never met is very bad. Inamaanisha huyo mtoto hajiwezi katika hiyo level. Either you should retake the level, but na ujue CBC I encourage rudia. Because kuna the social aspect. Kama huyu mtoto alikuwa anasoma na mtoto wa fulani in that level, alafu yeye amerudishwa hapo, kuna some stigma yenye huyo mtoto atapitia. But it is necessary that this level, maybe huyo mtoto mwenye hata meet anything, there is a problem. Probably a learning problem.
And so they need to redo. For example,
Actually,
should they fail to miss the expectation?
If you find a child is not meeting expectation, maybe the child never met in all activities, there should be you should be worried, because it could be a problem with the child. Maybe huyu mtoto akona hearing problem, ndio maana hajui kupata hizo vitu, ama akona mental process problem. So you take that aspect very fast and find out huyu mtoto kwa nini hawezi identify wanyama. So as a parent, you take it from there. That is why this CBC is very good. It looks at the whole aspect of a child. Yeah.
Mr. Jacob, can teachers and parents comment on the child's report? This is a question from Kishapui. Kishapui from Kajiado.
So what I can say there is that under that assessment book, contains a report, which in this 844 we call it report card, but there it report assessment. Now this is the report assessment after closing. So the parents should comment there.
Then after the comments is to be taken back to the teacher to see once again.
Yes. So when after reopening, now the learner should bring that book to school. Now the class teacher will now confirm, did the parent comment? Why do you tell this parent to comment? Is that they should look at that book inside, because like maths, when you say maths, we have there the topic, what you call the strand. Now in that strand, we have something like 1 + 2. So under there the report. So you now, if the learner will able to identify the answer, now if you the teacher have marked 4, now it will combine the whole term. Now in the report card. Now the report card it gives now the result of the whole term per subject. If it is maths, from week 1 to week 7. Now on
captured.
Captured. Now on the report, on the report card there, assessment report. Now the teacher should comment, then the parent should comment. If the learner have done something good, now the teacher the teacher should congratulate the learner. What about the parent? The parent should add something about his child.
His child, especially going by the participation or even the performance.
Yeah,
not
the performance.
This is interesting. Somebody is asking us to whether there is a repeating of classes as being seen during 844 before a 100% transition. Mr. MOSOBA, maybe your reaction to this?
Actually, as I had said earlier, in CBC we don't have repeating. We don't have repeating. What we do, if you find that a child is finding it hard to achieve some learning outcome, there could be a reason why that child is finding it hard. So if there is a child who is not able to do number work very well, there could be a reason. Maybe you mtoto mwenye ako poor in numbers. So there is a strength somewhere else. So that kid from that time you will be identifying huyu mtoto ako na challenges on number work. So you not condemn that child because of the number one. There's something else that child is able to do.
So you continue examining him until you get where his strength.
That problem of number one probably ni kwa sababu either huyo mtoto hana masikio mazuri. So you look at that problem and tackle it. Huyo mtoto atasonga to the next class because of other strengths in other subjects. Because you cannot make a child repeat a class because alikosa mathematics. Maybe alianguka mathematics because ako handicapped in mathematics. Ako na strengths in other activities. Yes.
All right. Remember, you can as well drop your comments and your viewpoints, or your viewpoints, your opinions, especially as far as the subject of competency-based curriculum is concerned. Remember, we are soon coming to an end of this. Of course, maybe your general comment, Mr. Jacob, as far as the entire subject of CBC is concerned, to the parents, to the learners, to the teachers, your colleagues. What is your general comment, general to them, even as we come to an end?
So my general comment is that CBC is there. So parents, they should be ready to work with the teachers. Also to their learners, they should be ready. Because this CBC it is wide than 844. And this CBC, the teacher, they should work hard to ensure that these learners, they receive what we call CBC, not 844. When I'm talking about this CBC, I am talking about theory. And this theory, it measure on parents and learners and teachers.
Three major stakeholders, and they must participate actively.
So, for example, without teacher, the learner cannot. Without parent, the learner cannot. So, which means that now the learner is at the middle. No, it needs from both sides, from the parents and from the teachers. Now, what I can say there is that they should be ready to receive this CBC. And this CBC, it is very difficult to parents, but they should able, and they should make sure that they support their learners with requirements.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Maybe Mr. MOSOBA, your final remarks?
Yeah, Evans, thank you very much. I'm happy you have hosted me today. I wish we had more time so that we can talk more of CBC. I want to say that CBC, dear listeners and viewers, CBC, it may not sound palatable now because of the costs it involves, because of the running up and down by teachers, parents, and our students, carrying a lot of books. Finally, CBC will sink into our system, like 844. When 844 came, it was not easy to be absorbed. It was difficult because watu wanaambiwa wajenge malabs za kutengeneza karakana, but finally when 844 came, some of the best doctors we have today have gone through 844. Even me, I'm an 844 product, and I'm very proud to be one. So let us accept CBC, embrace it.
Yes.
Let us implement it fully. From parents, let us support CBC. Students, let us go through the CBC. And teachers, kindly, I implore you that when you are given a chance to go and learn on CBC, please go. Because you are going to learn so much. Like I can say, there is something called the 21st century skills. And I'll focus on one of them. This is the what we call ICT. It's what we call ICT skills. This one, it is inevitable, dear teachers, parents, and even our students. Right now, even this program, we are running it on ICT. So you cannot tell me that we shall run the program using the old method. When Matiang'i said that we shall move on from analog to digital, people were crying. But now, we are watching clearer television because of the digital.
And people are getting used to it and embracing it with the time.
It is here with us and we are enjoying. Free-to-air channels, now you can enjoy clean music because of ICT. So, I want to say that let us embrace CBC because it is a new thing in the block and it is here to stay. I'm told in the political arena, some people are saying that when they are voted in, they will scrap it.
Or people are politicizing.
Yeah, they are politicizing a very important actually thing. I want to tell the listeners and viewers that please let us annex CBC from politics. Look at it in the broad aspect. Right now, we want people who can bring out things that are going to make our lives better. And the CBC is giving us a platform to do that. Yes, I have a son who is now 4 years. He's able to use my phone better than me. And when I was a young boy like that young man,
even the phone
even touching it was not even there. Even the television sets we have today are digital. Nowadays, they don't have to have a decoder for me to watch TV. I have to use ICT and I am able to watch TV and know what is happening. So, dear parents, teachers, and even the students who are watching, kindly let us embrace CBC. And kindly always tune in to the program. Koima is our host today. We really missed her, but I want to believe next Saturday we'll be together. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much, gentlemen, for attending and for making it a show. Because, guys, this has been the educational talk show, of course, on the subject of competency-based curriculum for you. For those who have missed this particular show, remember it is in our social media platforms. Of course, you can get it from our YouTube channel, that's Pure Africa TV. Facebook, you can get it at Pure Africa TV. Remember, this is a program that comes to you on every Saturday as from 2:30 p.m. to 4 p.m. So do not miss each and every Saturday. Stay tuned to Pure Africa TV and get the Purple Love Elimu talk show. Thank you also for being tuned throughout that period since we began until now that we are coming to an end. These are my guests, of course. We've been with Mr. Wilson MOSOBA, at the same time with Jacob SAMWEL. Meet us next on Saturday for this particular program. My name is Evans Odhiambo, and bye for now.
Hayawi hatimaye huwa. Mhula wa kwanza wa mwaka huu hapa nasi. Jishindie bidhaa za mwanafunzi wako kurejea shuleni kutoka Kehancha Bookshop iliyoko nyuma ya stendi ya bodaboda ya Taranganya. Bila shaka utapata dictionaries, kamusi, set books, rulers, pens, HB pencils, sellotapes, stapler pins, exercise books, revision books, notebooks, assessment record books, files na clipboards. Mengine ni molding clay na watercolors. Vile shule zinaweza kupata whiteboards, dusters, marker pens, bells, flags, board rulers na mengineyo. Kwa maelezo zaidi, piga simu kwa nambari 0726 002833. Kehancha Bookshop, we are at your service.